What did you want to be when you grew up? If you said police officer, then more than likely you have Aries on your 10th house. Your 10th house in astrology is the house of career and reputation. And the 10th house represents your reputation, achievements, ambitions, and legacy. And so in this video, this is the 10th video in the houses series. And we're going to be talking about the 10th house and how it affects you in your life. Okay. And so, if you are new to me, to the channel, to any of my content in social media land, my name is Kay Catrice. I am the Natal Chart Navigator. I am an intuitive energy reader, and I help open minded, ambitious women to understand who they are energetically so that they can live their best life in every area of their lives. And so, go ahead, jumping right into it. 10th house, the natural sign that is on that house is Capricorn, and the ruling planet of the house and sign is Saturn. Okay, and so the 10th house describes our roles in society. It is our professional past and responsibilities and our relationship that we have with authority. And so this also speaks to our reputation and what we strive to be known for in this lifetime and after we are gone. Okay, this is the house of legacy. Okay, and so the cusp of the 10th house is the midheaven. And so the midheaven is the highest point in the chart, and it also symbolizes your life path and public image. And so the sign that is on the house is how these houses significations will be expressed. Okay, and so some themes on the 10th house. You have career, you have your social status, reputation, goals, awards and recognition, authority, public image. Okay. And so the 10th house is located at the top of the birth chart, okay? It's the peak of the mountain. And so this is where your individualized purpose that is cultivated through the earlier houses is taken out into society so that you may leave your mark on the world, okay? And so it rules your professional ambitions. And so 10th house, professional ambitions, and this is totally different from um, the sixth house, okay, which is like your routine jobs, your daily work routines, okay. 10th house is your career that you chose to define for yourself. It's where you get your discipline, your maturity, and your slow growth. Within that lies your obligations and your responsibilities, okay. And so this also talks about social structures and family as well that have their own expectations around your societal roles. And sometimes your responsibilities that you are doing, they are not aligned with your authentic self. Okay. And so also talking about authority. 10th house also refers to authority figures. Now, this goes from government officials and bosses to parents and family conditioning. This is also the point on your path where you can learn mastery over your individual truth and become your own authority. Okay. And so your unique power is taken out into the world, whether you choose to use it to help others or for personal gain. All of that's a 10th house matter. Okay. And so it also is your public image. And so the first house is how others see you at first glance. 10th house is what you are truly known for. And so 10th house is where when you hear people talking about impact and the impact that you have on people, that is your 10th house energy, okay? And so in the way it shows up, if okay, in this way, okay, it shows your capacity for respect and for recognition. And so the sign on this house greatly affects how this shows up for you. And so if you have Libra on your 10th house, You may be so preoccupied with what others think of you that you lose sight of your own values. Okay. And so learning more about your 10th house can help you find the right path, build a solid reputation, and align with your life's purpose. Okay. And so if you have planets in the house, okay, planets in the house, they illuminate that area of life for you. And so if you have multiple planets in the 10th house, then the 10th house significations are going to be much more prominent in your life than, say, the fifth house if you don't have any planets there, okay? And so, if you have your sun in the 10th house, um, y- people are probably going to be looking at you like, well, who the hell put you in charge? More than likely it was you. You're very driven, you're responsible, and you're eager to be recognized for success. Um, Good luck on meeting those high standards. You set very, very high standards for yourself. And wow, high standards are amazing. And, we should all, set the bar, high for ourselves. Sometimes when your sun is in the 10th house, you can set the bar so high that you're constantly failing because it's just way too high. And it's not that you won't be able to ever reach it, it's just that maybe you need to get there gradually instead of trying to shoot straight for that. Now, if you have your moon in this house, you may have a cold exterior, um, kind of keeping folks out emotionally. You love providing warmth for the ones you love. However, you do have this tendency to show that you can have it all together, which may kind of freeze your emotions. You have to let your emotions flow. That's what caused disease. People really think, and people that know me know, I say all the time, your emotions fester in disease. Look at African Americans, okay? We have the highest rate of heart disease. Why? Because we let our emotions sit and we fester. Our heart chakras are blocked and we so pissed off at people and we holding on to stuff that happened 59 million years ago. And yet we wonder, and then we taking all these dang on pills on top of it. I'm gonna get off that topic because that's a whole thing for me. But you have to let your emotions flow. And so if your moon is in the 10th house, that means you have similar, the moon operates similar to if it was in the sign of Capricorn. And so you have to let your emotions flow and you cannot be so guarded because it really does turn into physical ailments, okay? And so if you have your Mercury in the 10th house, you are very charismatic and it makes others notice you. And it is so very possible for you to be known by others for your ideas and your words. You just have to know to use them very responsibly. Now, if you have Venus in the 10th house, um, you are very attractive and you have a flair about you that makes it probably not hard for you to get what you want out of the world. But be careful not to get too caught up in trying to be who others want you to be and just be yourself because the right people will attract to you. Now, if you have Mars here, you are very ambitious, very goal oriented, and probably a little competitive, and no one is the boss of you. Um, if there is a mountain that you wish to climb, you will definitely climb it, and you will probably do it in record time. Now, if you have your Jupiter here, you are like a magnet for success. Others admire your generosity and your integrity. And when you believe in yourself, you truly can make anything happen. Now, if you have your Saturn here, Saturn is at home in the 10th house. And so you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You are probably somebody who loves a challenge, but working too hard and taking yourself too seriously will only lead to sickness. And it will, you know, it's going to set you back. Because if you're working so hard, you're not taking care of yourself, then you get sick, then you're down, then you have to put everything on hold just so that you can rest and recuperate, which is going to really push you back even more on your goals. So it's like chill out. Okay, just chill out. Now, if you have your Uranus here, if your career is something that's going to keep you stuck in a box and you can't move, you're just going to say the hell with this shit and I'm out. You are probably somebody who is going to own your own business. You're going to be self-employed. You're going to be able to do your own thing when you want, how you want, and this is going to be great for you. So because you being stuck in a box is not going to work for you, and you're just going to rebel. And so you may have one of those rigid, really tight wide bosses, and so it'll probably just be best for you to be your own boss, and then that way you can do whatever the hell you want to, and can't nobody tell you you can't because it's yours. And so if you have Neptune here, um you may be somebody who has difficulty taking responsibility for your life. And then you probably set unrealistic goals, and it'll just leave you wandering down many paths that take you nowhere. Okay. So you are going to have to work on keeping yourself grounded, so that you can get on one path, follow that path through, so that you can accomplish your goals. If you have Pluto in the 10th house, your soul has found security in this lifetime by aligning your identity with the social function or social status. And so you are being called to transcend that limited sense of self, by rediscovering your own inner needs. Okay. Your inner world is way more important than your outer world, and actually, your outer world is only a reflection of your inner world. And so, if you have your Chiron in the 10th house, your sense of self worth may be dependent upon recognition of from others. Um, and this is something where you want to learn to drop all of the burdens that you carry, and know that you don't get to be weighed down by somebody else's expectations of you. If they don't like who you are, fuck them. Simple as that. If they don't like you for who you are, if you got to mold yourself and bend yourself and do all this extra shit just to be in their good graces, to hell with them. They're not your people. They're not who you're supposed to be aligned with. Let them motherfuckers go. Let them go do whatever the hell they want to go do, and you go do you. If you have your North Node in the 10th house, you're probably somebody who is codependent, okay? And so you have got to learn to stand on your own 2 feet and take your purpose out into the world. You got to let go of that codependent stuff, because it's holding you back and it's keeping you under somebody else's thumb when you are not supposed to be there. And then if you have your South Node in the 10th house, it's time for you to start defining yourself by your accomplishments or by what you do for a living. Um, it's time for you to know that you are enough despite any that you have accomplished, anything that you have done, anything that you have achieved. You are enough just because you are you. Okay. And so now, when planets are transiting your 10th house, um, any planets that move through your 10th house of your birth chart will highlight your professional and public life in the here and now. And so, um, depending upon the planet or luminary that is transiting, um, and the sign that is on the house, is how it will be expressed. Okay. And so, for example, when Venus is transiting the 10th house, you might be blessed with an attractive charm that could help you gain a promotion or advance towards a professional goal. Now, when Saturn goes through the 10th house, it could bring more responsibility in your life, perhaps marking a transition into owning your own business or into becoming a parent. And so, transits. Um, are like they just kind of guide us through. Like when a planet is transiting, that's another layer or part of your life. It's like, okay, now it's time for you to focus on this area in this way, okay? And it's all like a story, the way it plays out. Like it just goes around and around in a wheel. And it's like you're telling this beautiful story. And some parts of the story are really shitty, and some parts of the story are, really joyful and happy. But all of it is beautiful because it all plays, a role in our lives. And so I just think it's like really the coolest thing ever. All right, and so that is the 10th house. And the next video, we get into the end, y'all. We get into the end. Next video, we will be at the 11th house. 11th house is community and our hopes and dreams. All right, and so if you found value in this video, please do go ahead, give it a like so that others, can find. Give it a like and subscribe. You can also share it out so that others may find value as well. If you would like to work with me, I do have a free 20-minute energy audit where I go in and I let you know your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, also your chart ruler, and how you can use that to help you to start navigating yourself towards the life you want to live. It's a free audit. The link to book one of those will be in the description box below. And if you want to work deeper with me and get an actual full reading, you can also click that link in the description box to book a reading. It is a recorded reading. And with that reading, you also get a free 1 hour Q&A session with me to ask questions about your reading, and also you get a your life path interpretation. You get your life path interpretation, and then you also get my free PDF of the best careers for your sun sign. So if you would like to book one of those, the link is in the description as well. And remember, possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile because you really do create your own reality. Have a good one. See you on the next video.